I mean, honestly, I don't see why we wouldn't just start like right now. Um, Let me get this pulled up. My feed, stream manager. Cool deal. I think that's good. So let me check my own audio. Does it sound good? Does it sound good? Yeah, I mean it seems to sound pretty good. So I think we are 100% ready to go. So thank you to everybody that's joining. This is my Dark Souls playthrough. Today the goal is to beat the 4 kings, hopefully. So we're going to start by getting a little endurance and health. Recently got a new mic, so hopefully it sounds good. That's why I was asking about audio, because just want to make sure that I'm not messing anything up by trying to fix stuff. So, but welcome everybody. Recently started streaming, not too long ago. The goal was for me to make a channel that, I play games and then I rate them afterward. So right now we're playing through the Dark Souls series, starting with 1 obviously, and then we would probably jump to one of the other FromSoft games, like maybe Sekiro or Bloodborne or something like that, and then go from there. But how's everybody's day been? You guys had a good day so far? I know it's early for me. I don't know about for you guys, but all right. New Londo ruins. So a couple things got to happen during this little segment for me to actually get through this area. So we're going to have to get rid of this water, I believe. And then we can actually proceed with the area. I don't have the ghost stuff. I only have one. I know there's somebody that you can buy more from, but pretty easy. They don't seem to be too difficult at the moment, but I know that it'll just proceed to get worse, I'm sure, because they'll be in walls and stuff. But was that another one? It was. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave any of them, because they'll just kind of follow you through the walls and stuff. That's never really fun. There we go. Take some of those guys out. There are a lot of them, though. So you may have noticed at the very beginning that I don't have Firelink Shrine's bonfire right now. because I forgot to go kill the dude with the gold armor. I swore I saw one in the fog wall. Geo, don't mess with that. Stop. Oh. She's special. I guess so am I. Well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. It may be more worth my time to actually go to Orlando and beat the guy, because I don't feel like traveling back every single time, you know? I mean, this can't take that much time, right? So might as well go ahead and get it over with. So YouTube's kind of been doing fine. I remember last time that I spoke to you guys, we were at 290. We're at 312 right now. So we're, in my opinion, we're growing pretty fast. The goal is obviously 400, and then do the push to 500, because I believe that's when you're actually going to be, like, I don't know what the right term is for it, but on Twitch it's kind of like, I believe it's affiliate, but on YouTube it's called something else. So we're currently on the push for that. Now on Twitch, things haven't gone necessarily as good as I would have hoped for Twitch. Viewership is, you know, not many viewers, but I have some people stop by every now and then I kind of just do my attempt at keeping them here, and then most of the time they just say, you know what, this ain't for me. But YouTube guys, y'all seem to enjoy the discussions and stuff such as that, so that's what we're aiming for, good discussions. Most of all, YouTube people seem to love Geo the most, which he is here with me today. Here he is right here. He's jumping on me and stuff after I said his name. That's all it took. Wonder how far these guys will come in the boss room. Okay, not far. Geo, stop licking my hand. Geo, stop. It seems like we actually have a quality stream today. The other day it was lagging and jumping a lot. Alright, here we go. We're gonna invade his world. Try taking him out. I'm so blue right now. Do they just all come at you at once or what? Gio, stop. Oh, he allows you to talk to him a little bit first.
I
Oh.
thought you were wiser, but I thought wrong.
I think I'm pretty wise.
Like a moth flittering towards a flame. You fellow, no? Don't you agree?
I think I'd prefer to parry, but... Alright. That was a pretty poor attempt, but we're going to give it another shot. I don't know why I wouldn't just go here the first time. Now Gio's putting his toy in my lap. Gio, go away. I thought I could avoid this altogether, but... Gio, why do you have to squeak this thing in my ear? Maybe this isn't the best strategy, just running directly at him. Wow, I parried both of them. That was sick. Oh, there we go. See, that was not that bad. We got the FAP ring for that. That's nice. Go play, man. I'm trying to stream. We are kind of figuring out this streaming thing as we go, so if quality of stream and everything isn't that good at sometimes, just bear with me. Today, just a little more focused on actually playing the game.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Anastasia of Astoria. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend. Forgive. Leave, I wish.
Alright, let's rest at Fireling's bonfire before we have to continuously just travel. We're gonna Kindle this one as well. All right. So I think it's a good topic to discuss. Difficulty settings ruin some experiences. So Dark Souls has never had a difficulty setting, and it proceeds to be one of the best, or FromSoft proceeds to be one of the best game series or franchises of all time. Sorry, Geo is just going crazy right now. Go play. I'm trying to discuss with the stream. So, yeah, difficulty settings ruin some experiences. So, like, FromSoft has never had a difficulty slider in these kinds of games, at least, and they proceed to just continue to make banger after banger. I mean, I think if Dark Souls had a difficulty slider, it would take a lot of the joy out of playing it. Or if Bloodborne had a difficulty slider, everybody would be furious. So, yeah, that's just a topic for discussion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Gio hasn't figured out streaming time yet. He just sees me sitting here and he just assumes it's playtime. Gio, go play. No. Go play. Alright. We're going to try getting through it this time. Now that we have a bonfire close. I was really putting off actually going to avenge the Firekeeper, but it had to be done just for sake of time. A lot of people reminded me of how bad, not bad, but how dark and frustrating this area could be. And honestly, I was not looking forward to it, but we're here, so. Just a couple ghosts is not the problem. It's when you get like 100 of them that it becomes a problem. Look, they're already starting to stack up. Nice. I'm glad that it actually gives you some of those as you play, because imagine that the only way to get them was purchasing them from that one dude. Why are you up there? I can only imagine how many of them are just behind me right now. Wow. Was it worth that? The answer is probably no. Ooh, and I just continue to let them stack up by running away. As long as I can get the water out of here. Oof. It's locked. Brother, where's the key? This is one area that I just never learned because it was just pretty hard to navigate, you know? And then the ghost, you know, they're not, by themselves, they're not a difficult enemy, like I said earlier. Oh gosh. And they could just continuously hit you. It looks like the scammers are getting a little creative now on Twitch. It's like they'll chat, but they'll just send like a, hey, your stream looks good. I gotta go right now, but you know, add me on Discord. And I'm just like, what are we talking about? I know you didn't just hop in my stream with no face cam and say, yo, your stream looks great. I mean, you can hate me if you want to, but quest markers have damaged exploration in most games. Like, imagine you were playing Dark Souls and you just kill like a Asylum Demon. Very first task that you do. And then a quest marker pops up and it's like, walk over here. You have a crow waiting for you to take you to Firelink Shrine. Like, you guys would be furious, but when we have other RPGs doing it, we're all like, hell yeah, you know? Granted, okay, now, before you go to the comments, I'm just basically saying that exploration-wise, Dark Souls just kind of takes the cake because you have no clue what to expect. Like, oh, you beat such and such. Now it's time to go kill such and such. Hurry up. No, that'd just be dumb. My thing is, I don't know if y'all can hear the mic or the my controller. I just had it in front of the mic like a doof. Gia keeps trying to eat the moss out of the plants. Go play. No, go play. No, he thinks that me calling him means, hey, come hang out, sit on my lap. No, go play somewhere, please. I'm trying to stream right now. Did I just come from here? Yeah, I believe I did. You see how awful that is? Like, I had no clue where I was going. Okay, alright, go play. Just came from this direction. Oh, there we go. That's probably the right direction. Oh god, I can already feel the sheer amount of enemies behind me. The key wouldn't be down here, right? Dark Souls seems to push you back a lot more if you get hit by enemy, because gravity is just like always a danger, and I feel like FromSoft knows that, because it's always just like, oh, you gotta walk on this little ledge. You scared? You scared? You scared? Yes, I am scared. Thanks. Wow. I have no clue where I'm going. Sorry about that. I came back. We're doing quite a lot of adjustments as we go, so. Did I go this way? That looks like an awful idea. I shouldn't have tried it. So, I know that I've touched on like Dark Souls graphics and stuff. Alright, I'm back. Again. I know this got to be frustrating for some people just watching me pause, but that's part of a stream, and that's why I recently picked up the cut versions, so... Geo, what is it? What is it? Yeah, Gio and I are still trying to figure this out. Because he thinks it's playtime. I think it's streaming time. So... I'm just going to check audio. I'm just going to check audio. I'm just going to check audio. I'm just going to check... Audio is what I said, not audio. Okay, I just turned up. Yeah. Yeah. I think I was louder than the actual game, so that's good. We are rocking and rolling now, so cool. There's an item in here, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Yep, there he is. Nice. We're just gonna keep going down the road. I forgot where the key was, so I think it's important to get the key. Or try to get the key this time. So, I think I was talking about this earlier. Like, I have had clear discussions about how Dark Souls graphics are not the best, but to a degree, I feel like atmosphere matters more than graphics. Like, if it is the most beautiful game in the world, but the atmosphere is not, you know, up to par, or if it doesn't make me feel something, then it doesn't hit as hard as a game with phenomenal graphics. Does that make sense? Let me know what you guys think, by the way. We went over here earlier and we failed a jump. I don't even know if you're supposed to go that way. Are you? There's no way, right? It doesn't seem like you can with Dark Souls jumps. And then everybody's just gonna tell me, yeah, it's possible. This is kind of what the stream's like purpose is, though, is to show you guys that, yeah, you know, first of all, I'm not perfect. Second of all, it's like, even though I've played these games so many times, like, I don't remember where this is because the area was just like super confusing when I did play it. I've been wanting to put this helmet on for a while. Awful. And I'm like naked, so need to get that endurance up, I think. I don't have Havel's ring. Oh wait, I have the Fab ring. We're gonna need that. I mean, yeah. I'm sure we can actually put it on now. Yeah, it looks like we can. You can tell, I think you can tell by the posture of your actual player whether you can wear something or not. The fat ring breaks upon removal, right? I don't plan on taking it off, but I do feel much better now that I have the helmet on. I feel like it's like a return to form. This is just how I like to rock out. If you are watching this on YouTube, again, thank you for watching. And also, are you watching my cut series? Do you like the cut series? Instead of these long streams that I have just posted on YouTube. So I seemingly annoyed somebody the other day. I'm not gonna name them, but when I posted a video basically saying, hey, we're close to 300 subs, right? I seemingly annoyed one viewer that claimed that he wants to support me. And he said if you work hard, then the subscribers will come with it, right? And I kind of started thinking, I'm like, doesn't every like YouTuber ask for subscribers? It wasn't one of those videos, and I'm not trying to call this person out either. They'll never see my video, but there was this YouTuber, and he was making a series basically of him taking a channel from 0 all the way to like 100,000 was the goal. And one of the videos that he posted was basically him sitting in front of the camera in a, mind you, in a different persona, kind of. We got ourselves in a bind here. Oh, this is where I was trying to jump down earlier. That was satisfying. It's like cutting through butter. items locked up there, I guess. Nice. Anyway, to finish my thought, so yeah, there was a comment, and he was basically like, "Oh, you're begging for subscribers. You know, if you work hard, it'll come with it." Yeah, I'm sure it will, but doesn't every YouTuber like ask for subscribers or no? And like I was trying to say earlier, I'm not begging for them. I'm just asking, like, hey, we were close to 300. Can you help me get there? You know? If it came off as beggy, you know, my bad. But this is either the key or it's on the roof. Okay, it's on the roof, I hope. I'm sure I could go in there. Is going in the way to get on top, though? Okay. Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls has the best level design in the series. What I noticed that Dark Souls 2 and 3 were doing, they were kind of connecting the world to a hub area. But Dark Souls 1 always just had the best level design, in my opinion. Here, I'm redoing this one for shorts. Trying to make sure that that it sounds good. Dark Souls 1 has the best level design out of any Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 and 3 were kind of connected to a hub area, and Dark Souls 1, sure, everything's connected, but it kind of forces you out of the hub area to connect it back to it. And I feel like maybe teleporting and stuff such as that is the reason why those games don't have as good as a level design. You know what I mean? Or maybe world design. World design. I really like his roads.
Hello there.
I'm not going to kill him, though. I don't really have time to be killing NPCs like that. He's so sweet, too. I don't see myself killing him. Go back to Firelink and see if we can make the run back. I think one of Dark Souls' themes that probably hit the hardest is loneliness in a way. And Elden Ring specifically has, in a way, taken away from that, with heavy focus on like summons and stuff such as that, and companionship. You know, Dark Souls 1, yeah, you get like, you talk to Solier and he dies, right? Or you talk to Solier and I don't know exactly what happens, but something goes wrong. But companionship is kind of more absent in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. So Elden Ring kind of ruins the loneliness, which it's not. Maybe that's just not what they wanted thematically with Elden Ring. But in my opinion, Elden Ring and Dark Souls are like two different beasts in a way. Which I have a friend. He's not a huge Elden Ring fan, believe it or not, but he mentioned that Elden Ring is Dark Souls 4. Yeah, they reuse a lot of assets and a lot of bosses and stuff such as that. Maybe the smaller ones, not necessarily the bigger ones, are just reskins of past bosses that we have all already fought. Like a Asylum Demon is probably used 6 different times in that game. Like the tree sages, that's not what they're called. But the big tree dudes are just the Asylum Demon, if we really think about it. We made some progress though, so that's good. Modern games may be forgetting about themes in general, you know? Like, sure, some of them have themes, but I like the themes that you kind of have to look for, not kind of in your face, you know? Like, Dark Souls has a pretty clear theme of, holy cow. We're just gonna run for it. Cardinal Sin is being enacted right now. Let's flood, or let's get rid of the water. I was about to say let's flood this place, but now that I'm gonna have a heavier focus on like YouTube, I'm gonna try to make sure that make sure that I'm more quiet during cutscenes and stuff like that. So if I get quiet, that's why. Why wouldn't I just kill you? It takes a long time for that thing to wear off, by the way. This is terrifying. Okay. Oh gosh, I don't have my shield. I think they're more intimidating than they are actually, you know. Because they're just like the knights in this game. You just parry. Oh my gosh. I do quite like their armor though. I don't see myself grinding it out, but try stabbing in the back. What are we referring to right now? Is this the boss fight? is that combo, dude? Come here. What does that do to me? Damage, I guess? Oof. There we go. There was a lot more of these guys than I remember. Oh gosh. What is that thing in the back? Damn it. It's alright. We now have the water just out of there, so it won't be that difficult anymore. Another thing that I feel like another thing that kind of works with most art forms, yeah, I'm gonna call games art forms, but another thing that kind of works with most art forms would be that games should not try to appeal to every audience. I think when FromSoft was making these games, they had an idea and they decided to turn it into something. They didn't really have an audience in mind. Maybe the cult following that Demon Souls had, but they didn't want to appeal to everyone. They still don't want to appeal to everyone. They haven't really toned things down just to try making more people like it. And in turn, they have created this fan base that will play anything they release. So, FromSoft is my favorite developer of all time. While we're on the topic of favorites, you know, the reason I love Dark Souls so much is because when I was real young, I had a friend, and he's still my friend to this day, but when I was real young, I had a friend, and I went to his house for a sleepover, and he was playing a game. It happened to be Dark Souls 3, and what really drew me to it was, hey, this game looks difficult. And he was beating the Soul of Cinder. Or attempting to beat the Soul of Cinder. And he handed me the controller. And he was like, give it a shot. So I tried and I failed. And from that day on, I was like, I'm gonna give these games a shot. Granted, he gave me Dark Souls 1. He gave me the original copy of Dark Souls 1, like 2011 Dark Souls 1, right? And I attempted to play it, and I was awful. I didn't know where I was going. I was too young to have a phone, so I gave up. And I ended up going to a GameStop, and I picked up Dark Souls 3. This is probably why Dark Souls 3 is my favorite. It was my first Dark Souls, and it was the first Dark Souls that I ever had learned about as well. So that's kind of where I got my love from for the game. mean, I'm probably going to cut this out anyway, but I'm going to redo that for shorts because it was a good moment. But, so, when I was young, my friend, when I was young, I went to a sleepover at my friend's house, and he was playing Dark Souls 3. I was real young, and he was beating the Soul of Cinder, or attempting to beat the Soul of Cinder. And he hands me the controller at some point, and he tells me to give it an attempt. I failed miserably, but I was hooked. I noticed that Dark Souls, something that I had never heard of before, is fun, and it's challenging. So I went and I bought a copy of Dark Souls 3, and my friend gave me a copy of Dark Souls 1, the original, on the Xbox. And I attempted Dark Souls 1 at first. Failed miserably. And then I played Dark Souls 3 in entirety, and then I played Dark Souls 3 in entirety again. And I played Dark Souls 3 in entirety again. And I learned quickly that Dark Souls 3 was my favorite game of all time. I had never, up to this point, played any game more than one time. Where did all these go? But yeah, so that was, that's my experience with Dark Souls. We gotta beat the 4 kings, man. We haven't even attempted them yet. We've just been running through the second darkest area in Dark Souls. And every time I see this area, I'm like, is it dark because it's stylized, or is it dark because FromSoft hates us? You know? I have no clue where to go. I feel like it's this way. No, this is where I came from last time. Oh gosh, I'll track myself. Perfect. I just gotta figure out the run back too. You know what I figured out? The YouTube content is flooded with first time playthrough, and I'm playing it for probably the 6th time, and not a lot of people want to see somebody play a game that they've already played, I feel like. So I'm on the losing end of the spectrum right now, but it's okay. And I feel like Dark Souls 1's probably the most boring to watch. Is that crazy to say? Especially if it's something that somebody's already played through. Will they follow me to the ends of the earth, though? Oh, gosh. Do I even have to go up here? And use that ladder? Is it the recommended route? Okay, how can I not hit you, but you still block the door? That doesn't make sense. There's so many ghosts just following me around. I've made this harder on myself by doing this, but... I don't need the items. Oh gosh, I felt like I was here. Well. I feel like the run back is a lot easier than this, and I just can't see, so I have no clue where I'm going. I'm dead. Alright. I mean, can we talk about Elden Ring for a second? Like I said previously, it has lost some of its thematic, stuff. FromSoft, that is. I'm not saying Dark Souls 1's perfect, but at least it had, heavy themes. This is just a list of things that FromSoft or Dark Souls players just don't want to hear. Bloodborne is a good game, but I think it gets glazed a lot. Elden Ring is a good game, but I feel like it deserves all the love that it gets, but goodness, is it the greatest game of all time? Dark Souls 3 was rushed. Dark Souls 2 is a good video game, believe it or not. Welcome. Looks like we got a viewer. Hello. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Not the chat, but the viewership. So right now we're just trying to make the run to the Four Kings. See if we can actually make it this time. I forgot the run back. It's proving to be a little more difficult than I had remembered. Because ghosts can sometimes block doorways. That's not the right one. And I don't know if this is the optimal way to get to the Four Kings either. Oh gosh, that's definitely not the optimal way to get down either. That's just water. That scared me. It's like a big tower. The problem is I just can't see. I feel like it would probably be in a tower somewhere. I doubt it would be up there. Watch it be up there. No, I doubt it. I think it would be... Okay, no, we're not doing that. Little well. Try arm. Cool. Thanks for the hint. Where was that? See, I just feel like this is just gonna push me into a corner. Come this way. There we go. Ow. Phalanx 2.0. Goodness gracious. I was always scared of that thing. That's the main reason I never killed it. Ow. Okay, I'm convinced that you can't parry the two-handed stuff. Can it be? Well, at least that's a shortcut. Geo, what are you doing? So there was very few bosses that I saw as impossible. as playing the Soul series, but one in particular did almost make me quit playing Dark Souls in general. Um, Pontiff Sullivan in Dark Souls 3 was one of the most difficult bosses to a new player that I had ever, came across. Like, I didn't really understand parry, trying to parry somebody back then. But yeah, Pontiff was hard. Which I believe Pontiff was supposed to be the final boss of Dark Souls 3 at one point. So it makes sense that he was like super difficult. So now obviously playing against him the 100th time, he's probably not as difficult. Why don't you guys think? Why do you guys think that FromSoft doesn't have like a boss rush? This is the trap side. Yeah, it is. I have the ring on, I hope. Alright, we finally get to try the Four Kings. Hopefully for the last time. Where is he? It's so dark. That's crazy. Death. What I'm most scared of? Yeah. What I'm most scared of is the Four Kings spawning like 13 kings. I partially understand the run back now, I hope. Don't chew on that plane. No. Hey. No. He just keeps looking at it. I'm gonna stop making things hard on myself and actually kill the ghost. Because I feel like just trying to run past him is not working. they will follow me. Where is the doorway? Wrong one. Okay. I think we're getting his run back now. For the most part. We do have the run back. We understand. This boss room mostly just messes with like depth perception. Like if you don't necessarily have good depth perception, it can just mess you up. Oh, we can mess you up. See what I mean? It just keeps going. One at a time, please. Okay, 3. Oh gosh. That was not an awful attempt. I feel like we're not doing a lot of damage. guys, this may be a little weird to talk about on stream, but my wife is like, I know a lot of guys will say that my wife is my rock, but she is literally the reason that I wake up every single day. Like, she has done everything, you know. So, just love your wives, hug your girlfriends, treat them right. That's, you know, that's what I'll say today. Now that I know the run back, I don't see the ghost being that much of a problem. We gotta start sending this elevator back up though. If I use 20 flask on the 4 kings, you know, just revoke my card. You know what I mean? I think it's this way. Alright, there we go. I got a feeling we're going to beat him this time, so... I don't need the souls. I feel like leaving them there is going to make me perform better. Sorry if that's loud. I think that's just lessens the damage. Wow, I did not mean to mark all that. Didn't even know it was there. Just kill him. Goodness. Wow, I was literally on the ground. There's so many. I think some gold pine resin would be great right now. I just don't know if there's somebody that you can buy it from. Any pine resin, really. What does this do? We can just continue to suffer through it. Dark Souls 1 has to have the nastiest run backs. Just... which makes it, you know, which makes it Dark Souls, but... gosh. That jump button is just awful. Now they're all aggro. I was like, oh, this is such a good run back. No, it's not. Everybody's pissed. See, I thought I was going to be slick. Like I said, that jump button is awful. I was just fixing some stuff. Sorry about that. About the silence for a moment. Let's try this run back again. New Londo is just like so dark. I have no clue what I'm looking at. I think we have gotten the run back now, but if that jump button makes me jump into the water one more time, I'm just gonna, you know, shaking my head. I'm not gonna get frustrated. We're just gonna keep pushing forward. It doesn't help that every single time I do what the game tells me not to do, which is just run past enemies. And then this one always just blocks the elevator. Thank you. Just as a security thing. I believe it's to the right. Yeah, that's the right direction. I'm gonna go to the right. Roll to the left again, right, to the left out of this building. Jump button, I hate you. See if we're skilled enough just to walk off right here. Nice. never get away from it. Why is he so far? I just couldn't get away regardless. Thank you. All right. Well, it looks like we've come to that time where, you know, it's time to read a little segment from my book for you guys. So, let me get this pulled up. While I get this pulled up, thank you guys for joining again. It is always a pleasure to be able to play the game and have people watch me play the game. This is actually a really good line that I think it kind of, you know, you can use this in real life as well. So just take it with how you want, but we've reached the time where it's time for me to read a little segment from my book for you guys. Another lesson from his father. Gold and silver. They would fill their arms, pockets, and bags to the brim, even if it weighed them down on their flight to heaven. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.